My dad walked into a conference room full of investors and introduced my stepbrother as the founder of my company. He called me the operations girl. I'd spent 2 years building it on night shift, and I had the receipts. I built a subscription service for sustainable home cleaning products. I found suppliers, tested samples, built the site, and packed every box myself. When it started taking off, I mentioned it at Sunday dinner. My dad lit up like he'd just won something. "Oh yeah," he said. "Evan's eco-subscription thing is taking off. He's teaching her entrepreneurship." Evan smiled and nodded like this was normal. My stepmom, Diane, added that it was so sweet he was mentoring me. I corrected them. My dad laughed like I'd told a joke. "Don't be sensitive," he said. "Evan inspired you. Give him some credit." That was basically our family dynamic in one sentence. Dad married Diane when I was 15, and Evan became the golden child overnight. Evan was business school and future CEO. I was the creative type who'd probably work for someone like him. After that dinner, the pattern got worse. Every milestone I hit, my dad announced like it belonged to Evan. If I showed paperwork with my name on it, he dismissed it like it was cute. "Paperwork doesn't mean anything," he said. "Ideas do." Then a venture capital firm reached out after a local magazine featured my company. I got excited and told my dad, "Huge mistake." He said I couldn't go alone. He said I'd embarrass myself and ruin Evan's chance. And I realized he genuinely believed his own version of reality. Tuesday came. I walked into the conference room. Evan was already there in a suit, holding my pitch deck. My samples were laid out in front of him like he owned them. My dad shook hands and said, "This is Evan, the founder." Then he pointed at me. "And she handles operations." Miss Patel frowned. "Can you clarify roles?" Evan started reading my slides. He sounded confident for about 30 seconds. Then Miss Patel asked about suppliers, then costs, then customer growth. Evan guessed. He contradicted my own deck. He ran out of answers. Mr. Chen turned to me. "Explain the discrepancy," he said. So I did. I explained every number, every vendor, every decision, because I built all of it. Then I opened my email. 2 years of supplier threads. My name on every message. I slid my incorporation documents across the table. Sole founder. My signature. Miss Patel closed her folder. "I'll reschedule," she said, looking at me. "Just you." In the parking garage, my dad exploded. He said I humiliated Evan and embarrassed the family. Evan tried the soft voice. "I'm just trying to help," he said. "By stealing," I said, and I drove away. The next morning, Miss Patel called to apologize and reschedule. The rescheduled meeting was clean. A week later, they offered preliminary terms, $200,000 for 15% equity. My uncle called confused. My dad told him I cut Evan out after Evan did the groundwork. So I sent my uncle the incorporation papers and vendor emails. He went quiet and said, "Yeah, that never sounded right." A few days later, someone from Evan's business school sent me screenshots. Evan's LinkedIn listed him as co-founder and chief strategy officer at my company. It dated back 18 months. He claimed he built supplier relationships, secured funding, and led investor meetings. It was my work turned into his resume. My accountant's lawyer sent a cease and desist. 48 hours to remove every false claim. By that evening, Evan's profile went blank. 2 days later, Evan showed up at my workspace with a rehearsed speech. He said we should present as co-founders because it looked better. I pulled out my phone and started recording. "You have zero role here," I said. "If you lie again, I'll treat it like fraud." That night, my dad called screaming. He said I was destroying Evan's future out of jealousy. Then he told me I wasn't welcome at family dinners until I apologized. "No," I said. "Tell Evan to build something of his own." Diane begged me to keep the peace. I asked what Evan actually did. She couldn't name one concrete thing. So I gave my terms: public correction, public apology, and Evan never speaks for my company again. She said that would humiliate him. I said, "Good." The investment closed the next week. The wire hit my account and I just stared at the number. That night, I gave my 2 weeks notice at my night job. Months later, my company kept growing. Evan took a normal sales job. My dad texted me about sports like nothing happened. I stayed polite and I stayed distant because I learned something simple. If you can't respect my work, you don't get access to it.